My name is Lara Brooks-Simpson and I graduated Roehampton University in 2016. I've always had the passion to write, like I used to write since I was young, but not pursue a novel. So I think when I was on my English literature course, over the many modules I did over the 3 years, just seeing the different classic authors and going into their texts, into the interpretations, the meanings, even the context of when they wrote some of their books, I think it just inspired a fire inside of me to chase my own aspirations and dreams to do that. It was in my top 2 choices. So before I came to university, or when I was applying for my options, when I was in college, I was either going to move out of London or stay. And I felt like Roehampton was, when I saw the campus for the first time, it just captured my heart, unlike any of the others that I saw. So when I decided I'm staying in London, it was Roehampton I was going to, provided I got the grades, which I did. When I first came to university, I wasn't that much of a planner. Like I would get my coursework and go to lectures, etc. But since then, since I've started to take writing more seriously as a profession, I've had to dedicate certain times to it. So in a typical week for me, I would have a set writing day where I would just get away from everyone, go to the library or go lock myself away and just get a certain amount of work done. At the end of the day, as long as you're putting pen to paper, at some point during the week or some point during the time that you've scheduled to write, then that's fine. Even if you write 1 word or 100 or 1,000, as long as you do it instead of just thinking about it or planning to do it. Taking action is the main point here. I have quite a strong work ethic, so writing is never usually the problem for me. Like getting down to it, it's just some of the obligations of life, such as work, seeing friends, catching up with family. Of course, I love everyone that's in my life, but there comes a time where you have to kind of balance things. Writer's block as well, not something I get faced with often because I like to plan ahead, but you know, it does happen. It happens to everybody. It's just something you have to work through. But they're all workable. You know, I never think at any point that you should give up on the idea or disregard your book in place of like a social life. But yeah, I wouldn't say put your work over other people, but also don't put other people over your work. Just find a nice balance between both of them. I think it's important to have a mentor, as you know, in the history of humans, we learn from people who have been through things. You know, that's how we survived and got to the point that we are now. That's why we share information on the things we know. You know, we have scholars who share information in science, in architecture, maths. You know, we always use the knowledge that has been passed on to us, otherwise we wouldn't never be able to progress, or at least continue to progress at that rate. So having a mentor there for you, you can essentially gain their life experiences just through conversation or through practice, whatever your craft is. Also, they're there for emotional support. Often they've been through things you've been through, and so I think mentally they can stimulate you and challenge you to achieve the best you can. And also, I think emotionally you have someone to lean on that can understand what you're going through as well. So this book is the second in the series. So each book is individual, and as in it's focused on different characters, all the different heroes in the universe. This one, it was first of all inspired by the ocean conservation. So it was an ocean-based hero, so that thought came first, but then I thought about the ramifications of what our society has on the ocean and marine life currently. So that message, though it's not the central theme in the book, I wanted to make it one of the themes in it. So that inspired it. And just taking the series to a new place, because obviously the first one was based in Indiana, in America. So just create like a fantastical world, something unique and not seen before in terms of my universe stuff. It's a good energy, apart from the fact that it's cold in these streets. It's just the same energy. You know, I've spent a lot of valuable time here, better part of 3 years. Made some incredible friends, had some incredible experiences, and I think developed as a student in every sense, as in the student of life. Like I've developed a lot of discipline here, and yeah, it's interesting seeing the new generations all come through. Like what you did with the library, one of my favorite points of coming here. But yeah, it's interesting to come back at a different stage of my life, but still feel like there's so much to achieve and like strive towards.